hear that? I just overheated this car on purpose. I've let it sit here and idle, and it was about 21 minutes until it overheated and it started coming out the overflow tube. So if you guys haven't been paying attention, this is my car that I'm building for Rockton. Now, am I going to pass tech at Rockton? I don't know. They're going to hate the radiator. They're going to hate this plate. I don't think they're going to like how far I brought back my bumper. There's a couple things on this car they're not going to like. I'm actually really nervous for tech. I haven't showed anybody this car. I haven't sent photos to it. I haven't put any photos on Facebook. I'm going to wait until Rockton is pretty much done. If not, I've already passed tech, and we're going to see how this thing goes. So everybody's always saying that they want engine cages for these Camrys. So rule number 26 says I'm allowed component protectors. So as far as I'm concerned, this plate is protecting my shifter, my transmission cooler lines, my starter, and my alternator. Is it going to pass? I don't know. Now for radiator, it says I'm allowed steel on 3 sides of my radiator, which I have steel on 3 sides. I'm going to put more straps on it, guys, don't worry. It doesn't say anything that I can't move it from factory location, so I'm just moved it back 4 inches. And we're going to see how that goes. Like I said, I am really trying to push the rules here with this. I will explain this cage at a later date, I guess, because I assume that you guys are going to ask a lot of questions down in the comments about it. But yeah, this car here, I have probably spent the last month building. Let me just get the hood shut. I've spent the last month building this car, and it has been pretty much a love-hate relationship. Mostly hate, but maybe just a little bit of love relationship. I fought a couple things. I actually blew the transmission up trying to bring it to the shop. So then I pulled the motor out of another car and put it into it, and then I realized that that motor actually had no oil in it, and I put 4 liters into it, but it just didn't seem right, so I ended up pulling that motor transmission and putting a different motor transmission into this car. I've got more straps on my gas tank after what happened to me in Markham. Don't ask, gas tank came out. I was super upset. I got my nice expensive transmission cooler. I got my good cage. I'm a little nervous about that battery. I don't know the history on it. It just came on a car and it seems to be working good. I'm not sure about how much cold cranking amps it has, and my battery tester is actually broken. So unfortunately I can't test the cold cranking amps. I'm probably going to go buy another one. I got my good doubles on the front. I got my tires on the back that meet thrill show rules. I got my back window bar out of my last year's Rockton car. I got the cage out of last year's Rockton car. I got my 4 threaded rods in the back. I've got my seat belts on. I've got my trunk closed. I've got the rear frame notched. The only thing left to do is mount my gas tank. Sorry, now my GoPros up here. And then I guess put the lid on my gas tank. That might be a nice thing. And I want to put new spark plugs into this motor. I kind of got a lot of spark plugs. Rock Auto, I think they're like $1 a plug. So let's just see right here. Oh, there we go. 4 brand new spark plugs for this car. I might even have new plug wires, but I'm gonna start with plugs. And I don't know. To be honest, guys, I love building derby cars. I love driving derby cars, but this thing here has given me so much pain at the end of the season that at points I wanted to call it quits on this car. I never really have good luck in Rockton, and I really don't think this year is going to be much different, but we'll see. Oh, I gotta put a window bar in the front of this still. Yes, a window bar has to go in the front. I have to go get it off a different car. I have to go put the GoPros in. It had a list, but I painted over it. So, smart Zach, eh? Smart Zach. Oh. So, some things that I'm a little bit nervous about the back of this. The rear sub in this car is not perfect. It's rusty and it's crusty. Let's just put it that way. The front bumper is another one of my concerns. My plan was to try to make it so that people would want to slide off my bumper and slide out of the way of my tires. But it was brought up to me by a friend that came over and said, what happens if somebody gets hooked in behind there? Now, I could probably put a gusset in there and all this stuff, but honestly, it's just going to open a big bag of worms, and I don't feel like cutting it out at the show. So I'm probably just going to leave it. Other than that, I'm done working on this car. This car has drained me mentally, physically. I got steel in my eye and had to cut out a part of... Oh, somebody told me what it was called. It's the center of my eye. It went right into the color part of my eye. So I was pretty much without vision for about 2 days working on this. I'm still babying a broken hand. Not hand, but knuckle. From beating. So that's kind of slowed down the whole process. Just stupid things, not paying attention, burning all the tips of my fingers on my left hand. So it's the end of the season. I'm beat up. It really is. I pretty much only have one weekend left, and that is the Rockton Championships weekend, which that's where this car goes, and the Aaron car. And the Aaron car is completely bone stock. It's my leftovers from beating. So we'll see how we do in Aaron. I have won Aaron the last 2 years in a row. I would really like to make it 3 in a row. But the way I'm feeling lately, I'd be happy just to get to the Derby. But anyway, that's enough of that. This is the car. That's the cage. Sorry, that's the cage. That's the engine protector. That's what they... Sorry, not engine. Component protector is what the rules state. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. It's coming up. Might have a vacation soon. Not sure where I'm going. Florida Nationals is definitely on my list, on the short list. If I get a vacation, I might be heading down to Florida. I won't be going there to Derby, probably just to watch. Stop in Georgia and check out Old Car City. But just a road trip. But do you guys want to check out the Aaron car? It's a sloppy mess. So here is the Solera from Beaton. Pretty sure I just said Avalon, but it's a Solera. As you can see, some parts are bent. I don't have doubles on it. I'm probably going to jack her up and put some doubles on. What else? Fender's bent in. Radiator hose is a little bit messed up. So I should fix that. I'm probably not going to do anything with the rad support on this. Cut off the fender, put different tires on the front, because Aaron is normally a mud bath, and it seemed to be pretty good that this car's already covered in mud. Battery's dead, so I'll have to charge up this battery, and then put different tires onto it, shorten up a rad hose. I'll probably start on this tonight or tomorrow, just get it ready. But like I said, end of season, you know, you really start to feel the grind, right? It's no longer a hobby for me at this time of the year. It's a full-time 25-30 hour a week job. Like around me in Ontario, 22 hours is considered full-time in a lot of places, and I'm putting way more than that into these Derby cars. Pretty much since the end of August, I've not had one weekend where I did not go to a demolition derby. There was actually some weekends where I was going to 3 a weekend, so it takes a pretty heavy toll on you. And honestly, I'm kind of happy it's starting to ramp down. For the bumper, I'm not going to change this bumper. It's a Mazda 3 bumper. It still should be okay. And honestly, it's the end of the season. If I wreck this car and pull the frame rails in, I'm not super upset. All I'm probably going to do is try to put these plates on a little bit better and shorten up the rad hoses and change the tires and maybe one strut. Maybe one strut. We'll see. But that's the end of the season roundup. There's one more coming up in Owen Sound, but the only car that I have on the entire property that will pass that rules up in Owen Sound is this car. So if this, by some mysterious means, survives Aaron, it's probably going to be heading up to Owen Sound. But thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, it's almost over. I have a lot of build videos coming up for you guys, probably even this one, because During the Derby season, I have to keep uploading the videos. Like, I went to Markham on Saturday night, and I got a message at 8 a.m. Sunday morning asking me when the Markham videos will be up. And I said, I got to finish Milton, and then Markham will be up. So I got to keep the videos coming for all the local guys that actually raced at the events and want to see themselves inside the track. Because, let's face it, if you're in the track, you want to see how you did. If you win or you lose, you want to see how you did. And that's Cassandra's job. She does a great job filming people so that everybody can go home and enjoy watching themselves on YouTube. Because when you're at a derby, you like to watch yourself to see if any mistakes you made or anything that you did that was an amazing hit. So stay tuned, guys. There'll be lots of build stuff coming up. And thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.